What's up, everybody? Welcome to the season premiere of DC Action Hour! Yeah! All right, what was that, Chewbacca, almost? That sounded great. Hey, everybody, my name is Jeff. Thank you very much for joining us. This is the show where we talk all the DC shows on the CW network. Plus, we're going to throw in Titans today as well, actually, so we got a little bonus show. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Marx Pyle.
Hello, everyone.
Captain Flannel, as I've dubbed him tonight.
Yes.
Yes. And he hasn't been on the show for a while, but so we're glad to have him back. Our guest co-host is from the old Titans podcast. This is Jon-Paul Estes.
Howdy.
Hello. Welcome. Good shirt.
Thank you.
We were talking in the pre-show that Marx ruined the whole thing. He would not wear one of his Batman shirts. And
sorry.
Yeah.
They're all dirty. Batman's been busy fighting.
So Batman wears a Batman shirt now when he fights crime. Is that what you're saying?
Of course. What else would he wear? You know, it's like
right. He has his Batman underoos on when he fights crime. Listeners mate, I see Carrie, Stormy, Woods, and Lister Mate are in the chat. Thank you guys very much for watching. Lister's Mate says my mic is hot. Let me know. It's weird. It's weird. Well, yeah. That's the mic, though. You think the mic is? That didn't make any sense. Let me know if that's any better, listeners, man. I'll have it in the usual place. All right, folks. We are going to talk all the different shows. We want to hear your thoughts. Please put them in the live chat, or you can tweet us at Super Geeked Up. We haven't done this since, I guess, the season finale of Supergirl, so it's been a few months. We're excited to be back. I actually just moved to San Diego, so I'm as of a couple days ago, in a totally new place here. So I don't have quite my lighting set up yet, so the lighting's not the greatest, guys. I apologize, and also the sun is setting here because it's not nighttime because I'm actually on the West Coast. But I'll fix that for next time. And hey, Buzz 1014, just join us in the chat. Hey, Buzz, thank you for watching. It's great. All right, so glad you guys are there. So hey, let's start with our super tweet question. We like to do a fun super tweet question, then we'll get into all the shows and all that stuff. So Marx came up with a fun one for today. What's that?
Yeah. So, what's your favorite prison movie or show, and who would you want to be locked up with?
And he literally just came up with this like a minute before we went on air. So we're all kind of coming up with this off the top of our heads. But Marx says you came up with it. What is your answer?
Favorite show? Prison Break.
I think you were going to say that.
Yeah, it's a good show, and so many twists and turns. So many prisons they had to break out of. Who'd be locked up with would be like, I don't know. If it wasn't gender rules, which of course there would be, it'd be Harley Quinn. But otherwise, it might be Martian Manhunter because he's my favorite superhero of all time.
Well, you know what? That would be actually really good. He would be, I think, you could talk to him for about a whole bunch of stuff for like hours on end or years on end. Great.
Then if I ever wanted out, he just phases out. It'd be great. Which I would not do because that would be wrong.
Not if you were wrongfully accused.
That's true. But then I'll be running for all my life. I can't do that.
At least until season 3 or something, and then you're in a different prison.
Yeah.
Wait, can he phase other people, though, or just himself?
Oh.
I thought just himself, right?
I don't know.
Well, he's touching his clothing, and his clothing phases, so...
That's different than another person, though, right?
His clothing, actually, for him, might be him, because he's all shaped.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Although he phased Oreos once, so if he phases Oreos...
All right, but Oreos do not have the same genetic makeup as a human being.
We have the Oreo phasing hypothesis right now.
Okay, I love that though. The Oreo phasing hypothesis. Can we talk about that on Dragon Con next year?
Oh yeah.
So Comics Multiverse just joined us. Says howdy all in the chat. Thank you very much for watching. Guys, tell me how again if the mic needs adjusting on my end. I want to fix that for you guys. Carrie Johnson in the YouTube chat says, shows or movies, because I like those 80s caged heat prison movies with Shannon Tweed. Oh, I don't think I've seen any of those. Really? Now I got to go watch. That sounds good, though. Shannon Tweed, I remember her. It can be shows or movies, folks. Your favorite prison show or movie.
I was definitely going movie. I was going stir crazy. We're bad.
What's stir crazy?
Richard Pryor, stir crazy. You don't remember that one? Oh, it was such a fantastic movie. You had Richard Pryor and you had Willy Wonka in the same movie. They did so many great movies together. Yeah, and they're wrongfully accused and locked up and have to escape. But it's a fun comedy.
Nice. All right, cool. So wait, who would you want to be locked up with, though?
Oh, that was a harder one. I think I'm going to go within these shows we're talking about. Go Mick Rory. Mick's at home there. He can protect you, but he's not going to be a target like Ollie. So it's kind of the good mix.
Yeah,
that's a good choice. By the way, the character again, it doesn't have to be somebody from one of these shows necessarily, right?
No.
People could pick any character. I guess I'm going to go Fugitive. I think that's a really good movie. He's not in prison though. Shit, is he? In
prison.
God damn it.
He's too good at being a fugitive.
Yeah, he's too damn good. Well, that's good though. See, he's too damn good, so he doesn't go to prison. I don't know what the hell movies are set in prison or shows.
Shawshank.
That is really good. That is a really good movie. What do you got?
We mentioned Hogan's Heroes earlier.
Yeah.
Hogan's Heroes. That's a fun show. You're right. All right. I don't know. Give me some ideas in the chat, folks. Who do I want to be locked up with? All right. So I'm trying not to just pick some hot girl.
Maybe an orange is the new black.
Which is usually not the way prisons work anyway. They usually separate men from women. Let's see. Let me think from one of these shows. Who would be good? Cisco. I'd be locked up with Cisco because we can just geek out the whole time. And he could probably invent something MacGyver style to get us to break out.
He can come up with a prison name for you too.
That's right. Oh, he picked the. As long as he's not like in his current romantic depression mode where his name suck. But right outside of that,
he would have came up with Gridlocked. He just didn't get there.
Yeah, well, that's more season. Second episode I'm talking about. I know you haven't seen that yet.
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet.
You'll see it. All right, so there you go, folks. Again, if you have any favorite prison shows, movies, what character you want to be locked up with? That one in particular, I want to hear people in the chat. Tell us what characters you would want to be locked up with. All right, so that's our super tweet question. Hey, let's start talking about the shows now. And why don't we go? Speaking of, this is a great segue. Speaking of prisons, why don't we go right into the show that's set in a prison right now, and that's Arrow.
Yeah. So Arrow's episode premiere was Inmate 4587.
Does anybody remember one of the guys on the show said there was they've used that number before, and it's a reference to some other show that they like?
Oh, is it really? I don't know.
I'll go. You continue. I'll go look it up. 4587, right? Okay.
So after he surrenders to police or the FBI, A.K.A. Watson, A.K.A. Mr. Macklin. He's Green Arrow's trying to survive in prison while a new Green Arrow emerges in Star City. So we get a new Green Arrow popping up. We have no vigilantes for the last 3 months. It's been going on. I can't remember how many months it was. We got returns of Bronze Tiger, Derek Sampson, and Brick. Bullying Green Arrow, and your favorite character Jeff Diaz returns. So
he's so good. I was so excited to see him back. I was like, thank God he's the villain again. Great. By the way,
I think we agree on something here. There you go.
Oh, good. Good. Every once a year we have to agree, Jon-Paul, on something. So, by the way, Comics Multiverse helped me out in the chat, and I also found it online. It's Wise Guy. The show Wise Guy that's where that number comes from.
Interesting. Cool.
They were a fan of that show, I guess.
So was that his prison number then, or is it something else?
Oh boy, I just closed it. Sorry. It was slowing down my internet, so I said forget that.
I haven't seen Wise Guy for a long time.
Yeah. By the way, Carrie in the chat to our super tweet says the prison movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence was his choice, the movie Life. And then he says, I'd be locked up with Cisco. He could vibe us out when I want to leave. Oh, that was smart, too. I forgot that part about Cisco. That's brilliant. Yeah. So my choice is even better now. Thank you, Carrie.
You just pop into another prison cell on another Earth. That's all.
Great.
Yeah. Just don't pop up on the Nazi one. Don't do that.
No, not Earth X. Stormy Woods in the chat says the number 4587 was also used on a smoke tech building in the crossover for the Dominators. Good call, Stormy. Yeah, they've used it, I guess, a few times. Carrie says, isn't it a date for a Green Arrow comic release date? That'd be interesting if it was. That'd be really funny if it was, actually. But yeah, I guess it's mainly a wise guy thing. Stormy says it's 5 months. Oh, 5 months since he's been in prison. Right, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, that's what he said. All right, I'm sorry. Continue. Were you got more there with the synopsis?
So that's the synopsis. So let's start off with the prison life. What'd you guys think of that whole segment? With
prison life's great.
You get to play tag and naked in showers. It's great.
I honestly thought at the beginning with that whole routine, the over and over the same thing into a rhythm, I thought they were starting to break out into song. The little Les Miserables, because they always referred to him by his prisoner number. I was really expecting that just any moment.
Oh my god, that would have been so awesome. He's like Jean Valjean.
Yes. Yeah.
That would have been the best, man.
Did you see this book, right?
Yes. You know what? So they showed it twice. The first time was so quick, I went back and paused it to catch it, and then they showed it. But The Count of Monte Cristo. The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Perfect book. Perfect book to have in the cell. I love it.
Yeah. Perfect for him. And really, his whole origin story kind of always reminded me of it a bit.
It's great. That's a great story, too. Francis says, yo, what's up? That mic is hot there, Jeff. Good to see DC Action Hours back. God damn it. It's still hot. That's what people were saying earlier.
Maybe they're just talking because it's a phallic-looking object.
It's not really that phallic, man. It's not as phallic as the Yeti. All right, next time we're going to best out the Yeti.
Yeah, we will.
I don't know. Marx, you're out of control today. All right. So the prison, Stormy says the prison scenes are really brutal when compared to Barry's time in prison, which looks like summer camp compared to this. It really does.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. That's a total difference in the tone of these shows. That's a great point.
Yeah, well, and he's a big target. I mean, everybody knows who he is, why he's there. He's gonna get the worst of the worst.
So what I didn't like about the prison thing is that Oliver, I felt, was regressing, because I felt last season, even though last season was very bad for the most part, that Oliver's character was great and he came a long way as a person. But now in prison, he's just like, I'm just going to worry about myself and my family, and tough luck, buddy. If they kill you, it's your problem. Like, wow, what a great hero that is.
Prison changes you.
Well, and
I understand his reasoning, but it kind of sucks,
Well, you also knew he was going to change. You also knew he was going to turn around at some point to save him. So they had to show you the extremes in order to make that so dramatic, which is kind of weak writing, honestly.
That's true. I mean, I did really enjoy at the end when he kicked the shit out of those idiots.
Yeah.
Like, he hardcore kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough decision for him because he purposely did this to protect everyone when he could have just skipped town, right, with his family. So if he doesn't get out of prison at a decent amount of time, then the sacrifice was kind of worth nothing for him. So I can see why he would be conflicted at first with it. Letting him maybe kill that guy was a little much, but I think he knew they weren't going to kill that guy also. So
yeah,
just hurt him really bad.
Really bad.
Just a bit.
Luckily, it's only CW hurt, not DC Universe Titans hurt. That would be a lot more brutal.
Yeah. No glass in the face or anything else.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, folks. So I did turn down my mic settings,
I can't
folks.
hear you, Jeff.
Yeah, we have lost you.
Oh, I unmuted.
And your sexy hot mic.
Can you hear me now?
No, we still see the mic.
You can't hear me?
Nope, can't hear you.
What the fuck?
I can read your lips.
Yeah.
So I guess we continue on.
How's that?
Yeah, it was. Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow. I guess I turned my mic down too low. All I did was adjust the settings.
Wow.
Yikes! What a change! I didn't turn it down that low. Good God.
So what do you guys think about the return of 3 of those villains?
It was a nice touch. I thought that was pretty cool. So that it keeps you feeling like it's a larger universe and stuff doesn't stop when the credits roll. It's kind of nice.
And I've always liked Bronze Tiger. I mean, I like the Suicide Squad version of him, but
Yeah.
I always like the character. Brick's a little annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's who. Which one's Brick?
He's the
Like the
guy.
meathead one?
Is it Australian accent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one that was on Elementary. As you thought he was going to be Moriarty, and then he wasn't, and other stuff. I don't know if y'all watched that, but he's been in a lot of shows.
Is that the one in this universe where he can't really get hurt or something or feel pain?
No. I think Derek Sampson's supposed to be that guy.
Oh.
The other one.
So Brick's just an idiot.
He's the one that was always like, isn't he the one that was always like, if you grab that gun before I beat you down, then you can shoot me or whatever, right?
Oh no! All right, so I'm thinking. So Brick's that one, kind of like the guy who was trying to convince Oliver to do the plot with them in prison.
Yeah.
So
And
who's his sidekick?
That was Derek Sampson.
That's what I meant. Samson. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he did. He was supposed to not have any pain because of the Stardust drug or whatever. I guess he's a pro wrestler, right? Stardust.
Yeah.
Actor. So.
Yeah, the one that Amel wrestled in the whole weird wrestling world thing that goes on.
Oh, was that?
Oh yeah, he did do a WWE thing one time, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool to see them, and we haven't seen Bronze Tiger for a long time.
Oh, that's right. He was in there too. By the way, Francis says, I hope you guys talked about Elseworlds and Lex Luthor making his way to Supergirl, kind of referencing the crossover later this year, which I'm very excited for. Carrie says, I like Ollie in prison. I bet Amel likes it too. Things get stale after 6+ years now, and Amel gets to interact with new people for a bit.
Yeah, I don't know how long they're going to carry this part on. I mean, it's going to be much longer than the Flash was in prison, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if the whole Elseworlds crossover is actually going to have the ones we know or alternate versions, because that'll affect the flow of the story, right? If it's going to be them, then by December, whatever episode that is, we have to have Oliver back, right? But if it's an alternate version of them, then we could go longer in prison.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's December, right? The crossover?
Yep.
Yeah, December something.
So you think he actually could be in prison that long?
I don't know. Probably not. It's the decision to not hide and stuff. I think I would just bust out. Or I don't know why the government just doesn't offer him like a Suicide Squad deal or something. I mean, really. It's like, you're one of the toughest martial artist archers in the world. Nope, just rot in prison.
That's very specific. Toughest martial artist archer.
Yep, official title.
As soon as the second toughest martial artist archer comes along, they'll have to come get him.
Yeah. I mean, why have Cupid or Bronze Tiger? He's basically both combined, you know?
Oh, shit, bring back Cupid, man. That'd be great.
Bronze Cupid. Yeah, there you go.
Stormy in the YouTube chat says, I think Oliver is in prison until the episode before the crossover. That crossover episode is the 8th episode this year.
Okay.
Could be. That's possible.
That sounds about right, probably. I figured it's 6 at least, so that's about right.
That's pretty good. So, who do you guys think is the Green Arrow, the new Green Arrow?
Well, first I'm going to say, whoever it is awesome. And, like, no, seriously, they're kicking ass, man.
Yeah.
It's badass.
That's because it's like stunt double. It doesn't have to show their face. You can do anything they want. That always helps.
Yeah. I think it's somebody we don't know. I think it's going to be somebody connected to the villains for the season, other than Diaz. Other than that. Yeah.
So I would have loved it to be Thea. I know it's not, obviously, because she left the show.
Yeah.
So the other one I'm thinking of was Roy, but that doesn't really make sense either, because now I see how Roy's being used. Yeah, so I guess it's someone new. You're right.
They've talked about the Longbow Hunter
Tommy
being
Merlin.
part of this season. Ooh, that would be good.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Tommy Merlin.
Yeah, he's back.
It could.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe William just gets trained and goes back in time to save his father.
Who? Tommy?
No, William.
Oh, William.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had that Flash forward.
Yeah, it could be. That's possible. By the way, in the chat, Stormy, and then Carrie agrees with her, says, I think it's Amiko Queen. Who's that? Amiko?
Amiko? Oh.
Is that a reference from the comics?
That's newer in the comics, and I haven't
help us out, Stormy or Carrie or whoever else. Please tell us who that is.
That does really sound familiar.
Daughter? Maybe? Let's find out. I'm curious now.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, it'd be nice. It would be an interesting twist if it was actually a woman. Just looks like it might be a guy.
That's what it should be. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, either way, it'd be cool.
No, I don't know. Because we've never had a woman in the Green Arrow outfit cool. in the show.
It could have been Speedy, but whatever.
I'm saying that, yes, but we know it's not. So
whoever it is after the money and out for themselves.
So I have an answer. Stormy says it's Robert and Shadow's daughter.
Robert. Oh, okay.
Shadow's. So wait, and then Carrie says it's Ollie's half sister. So wait a minute. Wasn't Shadow the one who Ollie and Slade both loved?
Yep.
Yeah.
Robert is his father, though, right?
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Shadow,
I think they never actually met.
In the comics, Shadow actually hooked up with the dad. I guess. Because that's not going to make any sense in the show, really, obviously.
I heard that was his half-sister in the comics, but I didn't know what her origin...
All right, well, that could work here, though. Obviously, that he reveal a half-sister.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
Robert did a lot of shady stuff, so he could have a half-sister or an illegitimate daughter out there that's half-sister to Oliver, so... Yeah. He was kind of a bad guy.
Stormy says, yeah, in the comics, Shadow is older. Okay, thank you. Oh, and Carrie says he's thinking it's Robert and Talia's daughter. Oh, that would be interesting. That would just be really, really wrong. I mean, if it gets more Talia back, I'm all for it because I still can't believe they didn't do more with her.
Yeah.
Because Lexa Doig was great.
In everything she's in.
I guess it could be. I mean, Robert was involved with whatever I forgot the group was called that Merlin was part of, so he could have ran certain circles, so. Just make him really a big jerk, though.
Well, but Moira had Thea with Merlin, so it's not like she didn't do it too. He's just getting even, I guess. Or another way around.
But yeah, they've already gone the half-sister route, though, so yeah, they can't do it.
I don't know.
I'm going to go Longbow Hunters. One of the Longbow Hunters or the leader of it. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, yeah, we know we have them. What do you think they're doing, though? Why we're taking out competition for Diaz? But they gave money to a bunch of people. They're doing a regular Robin Hood routine. So, yeah. I don't know. But that would be an interesting twist if it ends up being... I feel like... I hope it's not that. Because they basically are going to do something like that in Daredevil like this weekend. So it would seem like bad timing if they did the same thing.
Yeah. So we got some chatting things going on here. Carrie says basically Robert was dipping the anchor in a lot of waters. Stormy says Robert is shady with a shady taste in women. Isabel was his mistress. And
your mic has dropped off again.
It's really low?
Just low. Yeah.
Okay. Jesus Christ, this fucking mic. I cannot win on this thing today at all. And then Francis says Batman is under the Arrow hood. All in preparation for the big crossover and the introduction of Batwoman. That would be amazing. It's obviously not that, but that would be amazing.
Other than they did use the exact same move when he shot the arrow into the guy and then pulled him backwards, flipping over him into the crate. That's kind of the reverse of throwing the crate at the guy in Justice League. Anti-Batman? I don't know.
Of course, Robin did something like that in Titans just now. Whatever, just
this minute? Just a second?
Just a second.
All right, I'm switching your mics as we continue the show here, though, because I'm going to throw this in the garbage. Just kidding, I'm not really going to do that.
You sound pretty good right now, but yeah.
Oh, of course I do. As soon as I start trying to switch things, of course I sound great. Danny Cam just joined us in the chat. He says, "What's up, homies?" Hey, Danny, thank you for watching.
So, what do you think about Felicity's decision not to run anymore?
Smart.
I'm good with it because I want her on the show more, so that keeps her around more.
Yeah, not keep her in hiding. I like her look though.
I didn't at all. Yeah. I didn't like that.
Well, I liked it except for the. I don't like
the piercings.
Yeah. No, I don't mind that, but when it's a nose ring like this, like I don't know what's called.
A bull one or something or whatever it is.
Yeah, that style of nose ring, I think it's very distracting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I thought it was kind of cool.
I thought she actually fought back really, really well against Diaz. But yeah. I gotta ask, okay, I want to know if I just completely missed something and I'm that stupid, or if they really screwed up somehow. The big fight happens, Felicity's lying on the ground, Diaz is over with a gun, cut to commercial, and we never find out what happens next.
Yeah, they say afterwards.
It was a hard cut. They just
knife? Okay.
Yeah, they just explained it. They didn't actually show it.
Yeah,
but I never heard the explanation. I went back and listened. They never explained what happened. She just got away.
Argus busted in.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't do a very good job saying that off, but we assume he did. Otherwise, they wouldn't have to hide from him. So
that was a bad cut. Bad.
Well, cut. It was trying to create suspense. So whenever he gets a visitor, you're like, what's going to happen? Did she die? Or what happened to her? And then she walks in and you're like, oh, she didn't die. She got away somehow. That's what they're trying.
All right, how's this?
Sounds good.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. There you go, folks. It's the Yeti to the rescue.
Woo, that's a hot mic.
Yeah. Now this is a phallic mic. You have it, Mark, so you know.
Oh, no, we lost you. Sorry.
You lost me again?
There you go.
Maybe I'll stop moving the mic around. How about that? Maybe I'll just keep it right here.
You're getting that deep voice thing going on.
Oh, God damn it.
But it works. It's like, yeah, this is hot mic. Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Oh, why don't I ever think? How's it now?
That sounds good.
Okay, why don't I ever think to do the Batman thing when it happens? I gotta do that.
No, you need to. Next time, do that.
All right, I will. And in the chat, I'm sorry, folks. We'll, again, hopefully Alex have all this worked out. Stormy says Argus came in to save her. Yeah, that's right. She does say that. And then Carrie says, I love Felicity's vigor and tenacity in fighting, but why does she not have a gun at the house?
Yeah.
Well, she just doesn't like guns.
Yeah.
Francis says, I just like that Felicity still got it when the dude asked her out. I like how that's just irrelevant to the show, but they need to show that Felicity is still hot.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's true.
Oh. So, I guess the last big thing that I can think of, unless you guys have got something else.
Wait, before, the flash forward, I'm assuming. Is what you're going to talk about? Oh,
sorry. The last two things.
Okay. Actually, by the way, Francis had actually asked us in the chat about, did we discuss Titans yet? Nope, we're going to do that later. You haven't missed it, Francis. Okay, I want to just talk about Wild Dog for a second.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So, as you know, and if you watch the show, Wild Dog was, I think Marx and I agreed that it was so fucking annoying last year, and I just wanted him off the show. And he was such a...
Since day one.
That's true, but usually I could put up with him the first time he was on, like season 5, I guess, but last season was just the worst. But Wild Dog was like really good in this episode, I felt. Like, I actually was like, yeah, man, Wild Dog knows what's up. He actually wants to help Oliver. He wants to, he says, the Hood, the Green Arrow guy, Doppelganger is doing a good job. So, wow, what a reversal, man, of, what that character is this season. What'd you guys think?
He was definitely better. He's still annoying. And there was a period last season where I thought there was hope for all of the sidekicks at the time.
Yeah, annoying Team Arrow, as I called them.
Yeah, and then they went downhill. So, yeah, the actor did an okay job, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up until we've had several episodes. Just no.
What'd you think, Marx? I don't know if Marx is there. All right, I'm going to read the chat. Stormy says, Wild Dog is tolerable with his daughter, but I'm still not into him. Yeah, I'm not saying he's great, but it's a huge difference of last season for me. So hopefully they'll continue down that road. All right, so hopefully we'll get Marx back in a second. Curtis was barely in it, though, this time.
Yeah, very little Curtis. We got both Dinah and...
A lot of Dinah and Wild Dog.
Yeah. And that was okay. They were good. I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up too high, because last season I thought it started okay, great crossover, and then just downhill for the rest of the season with a great finale. So...
Yeah, the finale was great.
Yeah. So I just don't want to get my hopes up too high. I want to sit back, hope I can enjoy it, but go in worried every week. And maybe they'll beat my low expectations.
In the chat, Carrie says, Renee's character has been so, pardon the pun, wild. Yeah, that's his name. All right, cool. By the way, Dinah is like getting the quickest promotions like ever, I think, which is fine. She's great. But like I think she got made lieutenant last season, and now she's captain.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess she'll become like just a police commissioner next season.
Or she could skip that and go to running the FBI and get Ollie out.
That'd be great.
You know.
By the way, was Laurel whatever? Which Laurel is this? Earth 2 Laurel, or Black Siren, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Earth 2. Yeah.
Was she supposed to be the mayor or just working for the office? What was going on there?
She was. I couldn't tell if she was like the DA or.
And I don't know how that happened either.
Well, I mean, remember who they think she is was a lawyer and worked for the office.
That's true.
So.
Because they still think that's their Laurel, or the rest of the world.
And she might have settled into that and thinks it's a great idea.
Yeah. All right, we were just talking about Laurel and Dinah and stuff. Stormy says, Black Siren's character is just a mess. And then she says, Black Siren is the DA after reading 2 law books.
Yeah. That's all you need to do.
And then Carrie says, how the hell is a back from the dead woman the district attorney? Okay, yeah. Well, that's what I want to know, too, but all right.
She ran a great campaign. I don't know.
Maybe. All right, so what else do you got? You got one or two more things you said, Marx, for Arrow?
Yeah, so the flash forward, what did you guys think?
It was cool if you ignored the logic of the fact that nobody had to really worry about being blown up on the island because everything was still okay on the island. I know it's supposed to be a lot of years later, but, you know, like the grave for his dad is untouched. And I don't know. It didn't seem to fit continuity-wise.
Well, it's William, like you said, Marx, about 20 years later or so, right?
Yeah, it's 20 years later.
Well, and it was the grave for Oliver? Is that what he was visiting? Or no?
Robert.
Oh, Robert. Oh, okay. That's what it was? Well, maybe it could have been in the section of the island that did not get blown up. Not the entire island got blown up.
It's a big island. There's all sorts of weird stuff on that island.
Yeah, we find out a new thing about the island every season.
I'm waiting for the polar bear.
I don't know if they let any of this out in advance. I didn't know anything about the flash forward, so I didn't know what was going on, actually. I thought it was a flashback, and I was trying to figure out who this guy was. And then, you know, when I finally realized, though, it was actually a future. We're looking into the future here. That was pretty cool, actually. Yeah, that was actually a kind of cool way, because everybody got sick, pretty much, I think, sick of the flashbacks, so they stopped doing it. So that's a cool new way to do things, though.
Although I did not recognize Roy at all. It ended with...
Oh, yeah?
Was I supposed to know who that was?
Oh, really?
Well, I guess I'll find out next week. Read the reviews where they say, you know, big surprise ending. I'm like, really? So I went back and watched it after reading the review, and I guess that's Roy. The makeup people did a great job on it, but I did not recognize him at all.
Oh, he looked badass, man.
Yeah.
The big he's like your beard.
I knew it was when he first saw him, and he knocked him out or whatever. He was upside down because of that cap. So I was like, it's Roy. He's got that cap on.
And that makes sense, because when they said he was going to be a regular this season. I was like, how is that going to work? He's just left with Thea. That makes no sense for him to leave Thea. But now that makes total sense. It's the future him.
Yeah, it does. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with it. So,
Stormy in the chat says, Roy looks great as an old man. He does. All right, hang on. He's not that old. Oh, jeez, right?
He's at least 35.
He's like in his 40s. God.
Yeah, mid-40s.
He
was 25.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably in his like mid-late 20s, right? Probably mid-20s.
Yeah.
So he's like in his mid-40s, probably. They did make him look kind of older, though, than that even. He's very grizzled.
Yeah. He's gained, I mean, the actor himself has gained some weight since back those years, so it helps a little bit.
Although he was on Match Game several weeks ago, and he looked exactly like he looked on the show, I thought.
Oh, did he really? Well, he's supposedly been working out, so.
Well, he wasn't showing off the muscles and such.
He's like, look at me, rip the shirt off.
Right. See, he'll do it, Marks, unlike you, who refuses to rip your shirt off.
Nobody wants me to see me shirtless.
Not even your wife, huh? All right. So Carrie says, of course, with Future Roy, I must know where Thea is in the future.
She's probably dead.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. You guys are terrible. You were like right there. You didn't even like contemplate.
That's why he was back on the island. He
Yeah,
had
I could explain it.
dad, and, you know.
Yeah.
I could explain it, yeah. Jesus Christ, Thea can't get a break, man. This sucks.
Hopefully he has a cybernetic arm now.
Why would he have that? Because it's the future.
In the comic books, he has cybernetic arm.
Oh, okay. Stormy says, I wonder what let the Roy be on Lee and you. Well, according to these guys, because Thea died. Which could be possibly. Although that's just where everybody goes, where something tragic happens. But like Carrie says, boo! I agree, Carrie. Boo to that with Thea. Yeah, just see, everybody goes to Lee and you when you want to get away from it all.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, maybe he's working for Argus, and he's the prison guard that stays behind to feed the prisoners that are left there.
Okay, those prisoners are so fucking dead, it's not even kidding. Nobody is checking on those guys at all. It's ridiculous.
Is that terrible? It can't be legal. Can't be.
I mean, Slade survived for all that time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Slade should bust Oliver out of prison, by the way. I just thought of that.
He should. Maybe he gets Slade.
Oh, maybe you mean Arrow, Green Arrow Slade?
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Green Arrow Slade.
That'd be sick. I don't think it is, but that'd be amazing. I'd be all in over that.
That would be a nice twist.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, it should just be Roy, and we're just like, ah.
I think it'd be cool if it'd be Roy, but I don't think it is because they're using Roy in the future.
Yeah. So.
That wrap it up for now?
Yeah, I think so. I thought there was something else, but Diaz. What do you guys think of? He's going to be a regular now.
I know.
So.
No, there was too much of him last season. I definitely didn't want any more. Why are they using the same villain again?
Yeah, we need to discover he's not really Richard Dragon, and he's just a pretender and goes away, and the real Richard Dragon shows up and kicks his butt or something.
Maybe he has a twin brother who's the real Richard Dragon.
Yeah.
How can pseudo Green Arrow just kick his ass and just get rid of him and put him and Lee and you in the prison and never feed him? Oh, Francis says, I got your joke, Mark. Slade. All right, Mark's with his puns. Wouldn't be a show without his puns.
Oh yeah.
That's how he tortures the prisoners on Lee and you. He tells all his puns to them. Stormy gives a pass on Diaz in the chat. Yeah, I don't think most people are a fan of Diaz.
No, they didn't set him up very well. Maybe they'll do something nice with them. We'll see.
It does make you wonder why they brought him back. Other than, it worked for Damien Dark. At least bringing him back on another show. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think the last showrunner kind of wanted to make this bigger arc with Diaz. It's kind of like a Daredevil Kingpin thing. Just didn't come off as well.
Yeah.
Stormy says, someone slay the dragon quick and move on from him. I agree.
Sounds good. All right, well, let's move on then. If you guys,
well, let's get ready. Let's see over ratings. Don't forget our infamous patented rating system that we haven't patented at all. So each show has its own rating system. We do boxing glove arrows for arrow, and it's a maximum of 4 boxing glove arrows. That means it's the best. You can do any kind of 0.5 or 2 or whatever crazy thing you want. So for this season premiere, Jean-Paul, what do you give it? How many boxing glove arrows?
Oh, I'm going to give it 2. Part of me wants to go 2.5, but I'm going to stick with 2.
All right. Marx.
I probably would have given it 3.5 if it wasn't for the bad taste from last season. So I'll give it 3.
I would also give it 3 boxing glove arrows. I think it was a solid start to the season. Definitely better than last season. I like, I think I said Wild Dog's a lot better, so there's not that annoying stuff that was going on last year so far. So, all right.
Well, we've been fooled before. We loved the first episode of last season, and we were just let down.
Come on, be positive, man. Jeez, you guys are like, oh, Thea's dead. Arrow's going to suck. Francis gives it 4 boxing glove arrows. Wow, all right, Francis. Wow. He pulls out the 4 too often. Don't pull out something else either, Francis. All right, anyway, Stormy gives it 3.25 boxing glove arrows. Very nice. All right, people are liking it in the chat. Good to see. All right. Hey, let's move on to Supergirl. All right. This is the season. Thank you, guys. I like that. That was nice. This is the season. I'm sorry. Hang on. We got 3.25 from Carrie for Arrow as well. I like Ollie and GL. He just needed to say, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in with me. That would have been a good line.
Yeah, good Watchmen line.
It's a Rorschach line, right?
Yeah. Rorschach was in there with it.
Yes, it would.
Oh, that would be great. That would be so great.
This is the season 4 premiere of Supergirl. It was called American Alien, written by Gabriel Lanis and Adrita Mukherjee. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. Directed by Jesse Warren. All right, so in this episode, we start off that Superman is once again not on Earth. When is he ever there?
But they tell you where he is.
Wait, where did they say?
Argo.
Oh, what's
space?
Right, what is Argo again?
The city in space, the Kryptonian city that they visited last season.
Oh, where her mother is?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he's visiting.
I think that he's going there more often than she is, even though her mother is there. Anyway, so Supergirl is like saving all the world. She's doing great. Everybody loves her. She's super happy for once. She's on cloud 9. And she's even kicking ass as a reporter now, like we see here. She's kind of the veteran reporter now at Catco. And she's now even a mentor to this new character, Nia, who reminds her of her when she first started, and she's kind of becoming the Cat Grant role to Nia there. And James is in some hot water for being Guardian. The DA is thinking of prosecuting him. Lena's trying to do some stuff behind the scenes to make that not happen. And she visits with her mother in jail. Let's see. Yes, Alex and Brandy can't get along. And then Jean has committed himself to being peaceful and not fighting anymore. So he's got a new lifestyle going on. And the big thing is, of course, there's a whole anti-alien storyline kicking off with this premiere. And we get to see, which I was very excited about, Mercy and Otis Graves. Because I've always liked Mercy, but also the actress playing her is Rona Mitra, and I've actually always been a big fan of her. So I'm very excited to see her. I haven't seen her in a while.
What else is she from?
So she was in the third Underworld, the lead in the third Rise of the Lycans, which was in the past. And she was also the lead in I forget, Death something. It was a car, like a futuristic car race kind of movie, sort of.
Oh, the Death Race movie?
Death Race.
Yeah, it might have been that.
Oh.
I think.
Cool.
Yeah. She's been in other stuff too. Those are the two the things that are on the top of my mind right now. She's really good. All right, so that's kind of what happens in the thing. Let's see, what should we start with? Hey, why don't you start with? Let's start with Connor. So, what do you guys think? I mean, it was kind of nice for once to not seeing her moping all around and being like bummed out and actually being happy. Do you guys like how it started?
The whole time. Yeah, I thought she was. I mean, especially all the savings people all over the world. That was a great little montage. She was very positive throughout the whole thing. Got to go into the mentor role.
And she learned to say you're welcome in all these languages apparently too.
Yeah,
which is smart.
It's the super language skill.
She's got Duolingo on her phone. Yeah, I think it's a good starting point for her for everything to go wrong now.
Oh God, seriously, you are like such a negative today.
Gotta get the conflict going. So yeah, up till her finding out that people suck when they're racist and stuff.
When people are racist, they suck. That's the wisest word you'll hear on the show, folks.
I mean, the show is definitely still fully embracing it is the social commentary show, which is great. I mean, that's fine. I like it. But there's no question, it's the one that says, okay, Arrow's dark, Legends is zany, Flash is all-out superhero action, and we are the social justice show, and they embrace it, and they're doing a good job with it.
Carrie says, I like Carr doing her best Cat Grant impression. Very nice. So I 100% agree with you. This show has always been very, very obvious about social commentary. Marx and I in the past have talked about how in the first couple of seasons we felt it was very heavy-handed. I think that's correct. Marx, you agree with me?
Yeah, especially season 2.
Yeah, and it was. I don't think that's the right way. That's the best way to do things. Last year was better. Now this year, I think it's super obvious that they're commenting on the current state of the world and the U.S. in particular. However, I will say it makes total sense the storyline to do it that way. There's no doubt in my mind if there were aliens here that there absolutely would be people, being discriminating against them, and so it makes total sense for the storyline. And this does make sense as a way to comment on it. I mean, again, they never hide any of this stuff or are subtle about it. Although this is much subtler than the early seasons, I will say, which I like to see.
Yeah, I think they've handled it well so far, and I think, the president being an alien could be a big issue, right? And it does become a big issue now that it's revealed. So, because she can't even be if she wasn't born in America, then she can't be the president, right? Of
course, we're assuming that it could be, her parents were illegal aliens, but she was born here. I don't know.
Well, it's very possible she is. Of course, then people will be like, "Where's your birth certificate?"
Oh, God, get out of here.
But if people are already paranoid about aliens, and then you find out your president's secretly alien, it's going to cause some problems. So. I've seen They Live,
It's why the vice president role was cast, and get Bruce Boxleitner coming up soon, which would be cool.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
It was going to be Brent Spiner, but
yeah, I know. That would have been great.
And we didn't get to use mine. I wanted it to be Adam West. With Linda Carter in the White House, I wanted the vice president to be Adam West. That would have been so perfect.
That would have been great.
That would be neat.
Yeah. I would have missed seeing Linda. That's too bad, man, though. She's not going to be president anymore, possibly. Because I like Linda Carter. I like seeing her in that role. It's great.
I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out, It'll be interesting to see. They might do a whole legal battle thingy about it. And maybe he's vice president, becomes president for a while. I don't know. We'll see.
In the chat, Carrie says, I also really like the addition of Rona Mitra as Mercy Graves. I like a good villainess, and I'm interested to see more of Lena and Lily and Luther's prison chats.
That was good.
Yeah, I thought Mercy and Otis were quite good, and I don't know if they like aliens or not. You can tell that they're not true believers or anything. They're doing it for whatever reason. So,
is that so? From what I know of Mercy, that she was usually, some of this is from the animated series. She was like Lex's kind of right-hand woman or assistant or something. Is that right? Usually, or bodyguard sometimes.
Bodyguard, yeah, bodyguard.
Yeah. Now, is this anti-alien thing a new take for them, or has that been done in the comics for Mercy? Like, does she?
Well, Lex always has been.
Yeah, I know Lex has.
I don't think they ever really got into her personality all that much. I mean, she was Lex's, sidekick, bodyguard, always
Right.
around, great fighter. And now let's get back to the main characters. And that was so they get to flesh her out.
Has
Well, that's
Otis
good.
been in the comic books? I mean, is this the Otis character from the movies? Like, I mean, the name at least, right?
Yeah, the name at least. I don't know if he was ever anywhere else, but yeah, we get Otis, and we're gonna get Lex. I mean, it was just announced in the last day or so. Lex is coming to the show. They have to have Otis and Lex on screen together now.
Is he actually? You mean he's actually going to be a Supergirl outside of the crossover?
Yeah, it won't be part of the crossover. It's going to be in
Oh, this season?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Very cool. They haven't announced the cast or anything yet, right?
No,
Okay.
no, nothing yet.
That's exciting, though.
And that hit one day after the rumors came out that they're going to be using the crossover as a backdoor pilot for a Superman show, which that's
What?
that part is a rumor.
Oh, I
The
knew
other
it's going to
part
be
is-
more or less like a Batman. They're trying to Batwoman spin-off. That's interesting. They're
Yeah,
trying
that's
to do both.
pretty much a sure thing at this point. They'll do Batwoman. But yeah, Superman 2. Let's do 7 shows. Why not?
Hey, man, just the CW could just all be superhero shows.
They're practically going to be.
So yeah, I thought Mercy in particular, but also Otis was cool. I mean, obviously despicable in terms of what they're doing, but what I liked is that they were actually really competent and good villains, and they don't have powers, but they were like so set to take on Supergirl, right, with their gadgets,
Yeah.
and like they were so prepared. That was great to see that she wasn't just wiping the floor with them. Like they actually were like, nope, forget it. We kind of like we fucked you up.
Yeah, it's good. Well, it makes sense if she worked with Lex Luthor and they dealt with Superman all the time.
But that's cool, man. Like I like that when like you got a actually really good, competent villain, not some idiot, and the villain hero just takes him out like nothing. And
Yeah.
They're not overpowered. They're just prepared. So it's really good.
right, it's very different than last year. Ray was great last year, but she was obviously super powered, and this is a totally different take on someone for Kara to face off against.
And who knows how tough Agent Liberty is?
Is that the name of the person?
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about that. Is it a guy? Okay.
It's a guy. It's completely different from the comics. We're going to have to all learn about what this Agent Liberty is at the same time. It has nothing to do with the character. I can't remember who it was that created him in the comics, but he was upset about where they're going with it.
Was he a villain or a hero in the comics?
Hero.
Oh, really?
That's
So
from what I remember.
they're totally changing it then.
Yeah. It could be he was a rough hero or
Like a
carved his own way, Punisher or something.
Anti-hero,
I know
yeah.
it's been too long. But he wasn't this. He wasn't the racist, anti-immigrant, anti-whatever.
Knifing people in the back, whether it's tied up in a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that character didn't last long.
No.
Jeez, sucks. She was trying to do that alien support group.
I know. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that character. I mean, you know who the character is being played by, right? Or should I not say? You probably recognize.
No, don't tell me.
Okay, cool.
Well, wait, is it giving away anything if I know?
I don't know if it does or not. Well, let's not say then.
Forget it. We'll
And I don't know either. I haven't read
All right,
it.
so
They did keep him. They did keep him masked the whole time, so maybe they will. Maybe
Yeah.
they are trying to be surprising.
Okay, so what do you think about Jean? I actually really like that because, again, for me, I know Jean Jones from the Justice League animated series, which are my favorite. And for that, there he was always, I felt, very like this kind of Zen, peaceful type thing. So I feel like doing this is kind of the way I've always thought about Jean, going this way with him. So I like it actually. That's what he's like. His mission is and trying to do what his father wanted for him. I think that's really cool. What do you guys think?
It makes sense, especially after he so recently absorbed all those memories of his father, that it would affect him that way.
And I think it's probably a subtler way. Yeah. I complained on Arrow that they did I'm not going to help the guy, not going to help the guy to have the dramatic turn to the end of the episode. I think this is going to be a longer drawn out thing. Instead of all in one episode, we'll get the pacifist, the preaching, the father figure. We'll enjoy him as this character and get used to it. And then that moment will come somewhere where someone's in trouble, whether it's a child or Supergirl or whatever, and he'll have to jump in there and learn that pacifism is the right way, but sometimes you got to step up.
In the chat, Carrie says, I like Jean wandering the earth and living like Cain. Nice kung fu reference there. By the way, I would totally watch a show like that, where it was John wandering around and just helping people out.
Yeah.
There you go. Another new show for you folks.
Martian Map Hunter.
Oh, get out of here! All right, that just got a big thumbs. Yeah, they're not gonna pick that up. They're not gonna pick that up. It's called that. They're like, we're not greenlighting that. Change the name.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Right.
I look forward to seeing him actually fight, though. But we'll see what happens.
Alex and Brainy.
Brainy was great. I loved Brainy. They still have his character down great. Alex, I thought, went a little too far and being too obvious. And he's not win. I can't handle him. He's too annoying. A little too far. As much.
You think they're just trying to manufacture conflict there?
Yeah, it felt a little forced. Yeah.
I mean, I was okay with it though. I mean, Brainy is obviously very different. I totally think he could easily rub people the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Particularly Alex.
Absolutely.
Who Alex likes things, I think, very structured and ordered in the way she's used to it.
And if they do Brainy right, he'll continually break her rules and just do things his own way because he just wants to get the job done. He's not trying to break the rules. It's just, here's something that he's done. I'm the smartest one around. I figured it out. Why should I wait? Let's just fix it. Kind of like when he jumped into the air and flew to help Supergirl.
He just flew off, and
that was great. Long live the Legion.
Yeah, I like Brainiac. I always liked that character in Legion. He's my favorite, probably, in Legion. And then also I like that actor from Defiance, and he does a great job with that character. So
that's right. I keep forgetting he's from Defiance. Yeah, he's good. Then it's a totally different role.
Okay, say Batman.
I'm Batman.
There we go.
How's it now?
I don't know why I dropped down, but that was perfect.
Is it better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Test.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you're good.
So basically, I just can't touch it.
Yeah. Next time, though, instead of telling you to say it, we need to prompt you with a, "What are you, man? What are you?" And then
Who are you?
Yeah.
I just said I'm Jeff.
It was really confused.
I'm Jeff.
So what do you think about Lena, Jimmy, Lena and her mother?
I thought that was what worked the best. I thought that was so great. It was good acting. It was the best.
You mean Lena and the mother in the prison?
Yeah, and her mom was the best she had been because I hadn't really cared for her that much. And Jimmy finally had a good groundwork laid for a future story where you can see conflict coming once he learns that Lena's been, helping him behind the scenes. But I thought that was great.
Yeah, no, and I've always loved Brenda Strong in that role. She's always very captivating, I feel. So that was really good, the scenes with her and Lena. And it's interesting. Obviously, Lena, it was obviously very good, actually. She was helping him out, of course, but she always has to kind of do her own little thing, right? And behind the scenes. And
yes.
Although, really, I don't really know why he wouldn't want her to do that, to be honest with you. I'd much rather happen to go to prison.
Yeah.
He heard Oliver Queen was in prison. He wants to, meet him.
Right. He's like, that was my chance. That's what I was thinking. If it was the same world, imagine Lena walks out and she passes Oliver or something. Carrie,
It's a shame, though, that we may not see any more Guardian. So.
Oh, were you digging to Guardian?
I mean, once they committed to it, I kind of didn't mind it so much, but I don't know. We'll see.
In the chat, Carrie says, Brenda Strong is really good as Lillian. I bet she and Allie would be great pen pals. That would be amazing, actually. It's like through parallel universes, though, they are communicating present pen pals. I would love that.
Of course, you think about, though, why can't he be Guardian if Supergirl can go and fight crime? Isn't she a vigilante, technically?
She's working with the DEO. She's officially working for the government.
But not.
I was going to say, that was the big hole in the whole episode. I loved the episode where the big hole was all the DEO had to do, all Alex had to do was say, "Oh, we deputized him. He works for us. That we're done.
Yeah.
He's not a vigilante."
Yeah. Maybe they'll do that eventually. We'll see.
Carrie says we don't need any more Guardian. He also says, by the way, is the DO back to using guns? Because remember, that was the big thing that Jean did last season. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we saw them as part of the Secret Service at Camp David, right? But I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know who was firing what and who was Secret Service and who was DO. And
Yeah, no, I didn't really think about. I forgot about that.
yeah, but you would think Alex would have continued that, right? Jean's wishes. Unless she was like, screw that, I'm in charge now. Forget it, Jean.
Yeah, well, they never got their high-tech gadgets to make up for it. So I.
Oh, yeah, wait. Well, Brainy could do it now, I guess, though, right? Because Wynn was going to do that, but Brainy could obviously do it.
I guess so.
And then some.
Isn't that breaking time laws, though?
Just being there is breaking a time law.
There's soft points and there's hard points. It's a soft point.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I mean, yeah, I think the anti-alien storyline is a really good. It makes a lot of sense for them to do that.
Yeah, I think they're handling it a little more realistic too than they did in the past with just Cadmus only doing random attacks. It would be that discrimination would be broader. You know, there's going to be pockets of people everywhere, especially with the internet. People fear what's different and can't get any more different than an alien. So
Absolutely. Yeah, so I hopefully we'll see a lot more of Mercy because I liked her a lot.
Yeah, I did too.
All right, we're gonna rate this on a cape system. 4 capes would be the highest rating you could give this. So for the season premiere of Supergirl. Oh, Carrie says, can we talk about the ending? With Red Daughter. Thank you, Carrie. I almost forgot. You know, I actually totally forgot that there was that other Supergirl until the season finale. I forgot that even happened. Yeah, how did that happen again? How did she got cloned from the...
It was the black kryptonite.
Okay. So, and it's like the Russians, right? Basically that are...
Right.
I'm not sure why they're tunneling under the train.
Is it really the Russians or is it the made-up Russian-like country? Or do we know?
Oh, Kaznia?
Yeah.
Kaznia.
Something like that.
No, it's probably that. You're right.
I think that just happens to be the location she's training. It's not so much tunneling as training. But I don't know.
She just happens to be training under that train that Supergirl saved. Which I love how the train is still there.
Yeah.
Like nobody's doing anything about it.
Oh, so it is. I didn't even make that connection. So it is Kaznia then, because that's where she saved people from the train, right? So
yeah.
So that avalanche was because of her training.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I didn't even make that connection. For some reason I thought she was like tunneling to America.
Totally to America. She got to go through the core of the earth.
Yeah, why not? The rain did, right?
Yeah.
Until Martian glue brought it all together.
Look, that makes total sense to me still. I don't know what your problem is. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously they're going to write. There's going to be a showdown at some point this season.
Well, and so what'd you guys think of the new character, Nia?
I like her. If you don't know, folks, that's the that's the transgendered actress and character on the show, and Nicole Maines, I believe, is her name. And I thought she was good actually. She is right. She was very much like kind of Kara when she first started out there, right? I thought she did a really great job. It's kind of interesting to see Kara take on that mentor role now, which is nice. And yeah, she was cool. I like. I don't know anything about Dream Girl or Dreamer, as I guess we're gonna call her. I don't. Which she's gonna become.
Yeah, she's gone by both, and this is we don't know if this is going to be the ancestor of or what, but they're definitely connecting it into the Legion, which is kind of cool because I don't know if the Legion did the very first transgender character or pseudo transgender character, but if they weren't the first, they were the first kind of big comic to do it. Over 2 decades ago, close to 3.
Wow. That's about
amazing. 3 decades ago. So, and it was a minor character. I mean, if you read the Legion, she wasn't minor, but she was not one of the main heroes. She was one of the science police, their main liaison, and they had some drug in the 30th century that if you took it, it would change your gender. And she was in love with one of the characters, so he took the drug to become a she, but was really a he. And so it's not exactly what we'd call transgender today, but I mean, for the time period, it was It was definitely groundbreaking. It was great. So it's kind of cool that they're using that to bring that in here.
Yeah, and it's shows some maturity too, that they didn't just like throw that in her face that she's transgender and stuff in the very first episode that she's in. So before they'd be like, "What? You're transgender? Did we mention she's transgender?"
I read an article after I watched it with Nicole Maines, the actress. She did say there is a coming out like story at some point this season for that. So we'll see how that. But she says it's great the way they've handled it. What is the powers though of the Dreamer?
In her sleep, she can see the future.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
In the chat, Carrie says Nia is Kara 2.0, and I'm glad to see journalism will play a bigger role in Supergirl, just like it looks like it will with Iris on The Flash. That's right, Carrie is actually a journalist. Is courtroom journalist, Carrie? Remind me. It is actually nice, yes, to see both those things happening, which is supposed to be important things about both those characters. And Francis says, I wonder if Red Daughter Supergirl will have an accent. I sure hope so. Come on. How can you not?
I want to hear a Russian accent, yeah.
Yeah. A Kaznian accent.
Yeah. Sorry to be insensitive to...
Wait, was that your Russian... Give me your Russian accent again?
Da.
That's amazing. Wow.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it blew me away. You should be her dialect coach. Melissa Benoist's dialect coach. All right, now let's rate it. Out of capes. Jon-Paul, how many capes do you give it?
I'm going 3.5 because you said 4 is the max, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it wasn't perfect, but it was really, really good. So I'm going 3.5.
Yeah. 3.5. That sounds pretty good to me. I think I'll give it 3.5 capes too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. So 3.5.
3.5 across the board, folks. All right. Give us your ratings in the chat. Love to hear them. All right. Hey, now we're going to switch over to Black Lightning. Those lightning effects. Is that what that was?
Oh, yeah. Totally. Lightning and thunder.
Woo, you're on point now with all your accents and effects today.
Right? Da. I'm interested. Right. Yeah. Okay. So this was the Book of Consequences, Chapter 1, Rise of the Green Light Babies. So really this episode is heavily about the consequences of the finale of season 1. And there's a lot of discrimination going on with people who are green light babies. And so people are getting manhandled a bit by police or dying. So it's causing a lot of tension in the community. Plus the knowledge that they have all these kidnapped children, from however many years ago it was, that are still suspended or in stasis or whatever, and the government won't let them get access to them. The families can't get to them, so it's causing a lot of tension. And Black Lightning's wants to get Tobias quite badly, but Tobias is in hiding, and the Garfield board is considering shutting down the school because they're mad at him because he was missing. Because we know why he was missing. He had to give him a lame vacation excuse. And which I don't understand why, because I was pretty sure he was fired at the time, but whatever. You were supposed to totally come back right after we fired you and take care of this mess. And we get Thunder going on some vigilante sprees to get money for the community, or mainly for those families to fight the court legal battle. And we get a death. One of the characters, which is surprising, who Cara Fowdy ends up being quite the badass, and she's fighting to get her freedom from that government agency, and all that stuff. Oh, and also, oh my gosh, I forgot her name. Is it Jennifer? Jessica? Who's the Lightning? Anyway, her powers.
Jennifer's one
powers are getting way.
Jennifer's one of the daughters, right?
Yeah,
the younger daughter.
Younger daughter. Her powers are growing and getting unpredictable, and her best friend turns out to be a little bit racist towards green light babies. So,
racist towards who?
to green light babies, people who taking the drugs and Maya powers and stuff.
Oh,
Okay. I had to ask what Green Light Babies was.
Yeah.
I stopped watching Black Lightning after about the 4th episode of season 1.
Oh, really?
About the
Is that
same time
Green-
I stopped watching Arrow too. So it was multiple shows, but I came back to Arrow.
Green Light. Green Light. That was the drug, right, from season 1.
Yeah, that was a drug people were taking that could activate metahuman abilities. And it's a drug that the government used back, 20 years ago, whatever it was, that gave Black Lightning his abilities. So,
Gotcha. By the way, in the chat, Carrie says, I thought it was a stretch to have Thunder be an attention seeker. She seems more grounded than that in season 1.
yeah.
By the way, he says that was about episode 2, actually, of the season.
That was about episode 2. I'm sorry?
That's what. He says that Black Lightning comment I made was about episode number 2. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so the
I haven't
second
seen
episode of
yet.
the season. That's what he's talking about.
I haven't seen any of the second episodes yet, just the first, so all of them. So I'm the only one who watched it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. You should all give it 4s. It was pretty good. I thought it was pretty strong. Did a good. Unlike some of these seasons where it seems like there's a big break and it's like everything's happy and it's all clean slate, and then we have a new problem happen. This one was like dealing with the fallout of the last finale, causing Black Lightning to lose his job as principal, and it's part of the fallout, causing Cyanide trying to capture Kara, who is the vice principal, who ended up being a government agent.
Wait, is Cyanide that girl who never talked at first?
She
Who worked
She
for
eventually talked. Yeah.
what's his face?
Tobias, yeah.
Tobias Wale.
Yep.
As you call him, Marx. Whale. Right, yeah.
That's how you pronounce it in France. I'm just saying.
Oh, now, regale us with your French accent, please.
Tobias Wale.
Okay. Wow. Even better than your Russian.
Da.
Folks, send your hate mail via Marx Pyle.
But Cyanide dies in that episode, and by Kara, which was very surprising. It was a cool fight. It was a very cool fight, and it was surprising turnaround.
Francis just said Black Lightning's pretty good. I'm just sad about the death right when the character was getting more screen time. So that's what you're talking about, Cyanide?
Probably somebody else dies, but yeah. Yeah, it was
Carrie says the Cyanide car fight was badass. Spiked heels for the win.
Yeah, yeah. So they definitely made her a real badass, Kara, who survived it after that fight. Who the actress is like ex-Air Force and stuff, so she's pretty kick-ass in real life too. So interesting to see her kind of doing that. And then she's kind of gunning for Tobias to get that briefcase that has, well, we don't know what it has yet.
Carrie says, by the way, Cyanide ain't really dead.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the next episode. Supposedly she's dead. The creator said she's dead. Of course, you can always make her a tattooed man, right? Or woman, I guess. Yeah. So
let me ask you this. 'Cause I think last season, when we did the finales and we rated all I thought you put Black Lightning as you thought was the best show of all of them last season. Is that correct, Marx?
Yeah, probably so.
Although
Legends got really good near the end.
Yeah. So you obviously really liked it. So is this season 2 premiere living up to that?
Yeah, I think that was probably the strongest of the ones so far. Now, don't get me wrong, Arrow has a great promise. I'm just kind of I'm hesitant yet because they've started with good pilot or good premieres before. And even Flash has some. Well, Flash didn't give as much promise, but I like the Nora character and stuff. But anyway, yes, I think Black Lightning was probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, of the premieres so far. We haven't seen Legends yet.
Which will obviously be the best.
Could be. They've found a good rhythm now. Last season they found the right formula of balance and tone.
Carrie, by the way, says just his opinion that she's not dead. He doesn't know that for sure. But he says, but no one really dies.
Yeah, no one dies. But well, the creator, somebody asked the showrunner that, and he said, "Yeah, she's dead." But you never know.
Until they want to bring her back.
It's really weird because I happened upon her Twitter page like at the end of last season. I guess whenever they got renewed, and she was the actress because she was retweeted by somebody else I follow, whatever, and they popped up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so excited! I'm gonna be back, yeah!" and stuff, and so. And then she dies.
Oh, that's sad now.
They do that a lot. Going into the third or fourth season, whatever, of Arrow, when Sarah was killed in the first episode, she was at Dragon Con that year. He was talking all about how great the season was going to be, and she was excited to be back, and then her death kicks off the whole thing.
Oh yeah, that was rough. But then she came back, So
yeah, so there we go. Legends. Everybody comes back.
Should be on Legends. Cypher will pop up on there. Although we don't know what Earth they're on. They won't tell us. Darn them. But her death was very memorable. It was an awesome fight scene. One of the best I've seen on all the shows. Definitely one of the most definitely a memorable one of all the shows. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good fight scenes in the shows too. But yeah. There's good consequences. There's a lot of characters trying to deal with this family, trying to deal with all this complications now with everybody getting powers, and his daughter's getting quite powerful, but she can't control it. So, and then I guess I sped through it, but like Thunder decides to take the law in her own hands. She starts beating up criminals and taking the money, and then using that money to give to the church to help the community who's doing a legal battle with the government for all those kids that are frozen or in stasis. So that'll probably get her in trouble at some point. So anyway, but yeah, I think and Peter Canby did his nice little "I'm a badass, don't mess with me" thing. So
all right, you two ready?
Yeah.
So we never came up with a set one because we already had lightning bolts for Flash. So we change it every time, and sometimes we get viewer ones, but we could always use, I guess, spiked heels, since Carrie said that in the chat.
Okay, yeah. How many spiked heels? So I give it 3.75 spiked heels. So,
oh, wow. Very nice. Very high. All right.
Can't say. Sorry.
Oh, no. I don't expect you to rate it.
Just I'll say 4 spiked heels. Anyway, what did Francis think? I'm curious.
Yeah, so the chat, Carrie Francis, give us your ratings there, guys. Thank you for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. We got 2 more shows to talk about. So we're going to add on, usually it's only CW, but we're going to add on Titans. I'm not, because I haven't seen it yet. Because I don't know if I actually want to watch this show. But so I'm going to see what my colleagues here have to say. That'll kind of influence if I'm going to check it out or not. So, Mark, you want to kick us off here with Titans? You and Jon-Paul can talk about it?
Oh, sure. So
it's like, I guess so. All right.
Yeah.
Why not?
First episode of Titans, which is the first new show on DC's DC Universe streaming platform. Dick Grayson is a cop now, apparently, and he moved to Detroit to get away from Batman.
It's in Detroit?
Detroit. Yeah.
Not Bloodhaven or anything? Detroit?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
All right, that's ridiculous, but go ahead.
When a girl named Rachel, aka who we know as Raven, is brought to him with a story about her mother being killed, and everybody's like after her and stuff. So, because apparently, I guess there's a cult or something. I'm assuming it's after her. I'm not sure. I think some people are probably after her to use her, to use her in a demonic way, and some people are after her to stop the demon.
Yeah.
And we also get a Corey Ander who wakes up in what country was that? Austria?
Oh,
yeah, I think it was Austria.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have a memory?
It was Kasnia.
No. Ron Earth. But it could have been. They were speaking Russian and stuff. But anyway, she wakes up in a car accident, no memory, and she tries to figure out who she is, beats up people, finds out her powers, or that she has some powers, kills a few people, which is very un-Starfire-like in a way. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. She was a warrior, I guess.
She's a warrior.
Yeah.
She had no problem with killing until Dick told her to stop.
Okay. So maybe we'll get that. Plus, she has amnesia and stuff too, and so that's interesting. And then she finds out that she was, for some reason, she was there undercover trying to find the girl that's Raven. So way off the mark, wrong country, whatever. But at least that'll bring her in alignment with everybody else. At some point, we also get a quick cameo or a quick appearance of Beast Boy stealing a video game as a tiger. So.
Yes, it was cool.
So yeah, what do you think of it?
So it's the four of them, right?
It's
the four of them. Is that right?
Yeah.
So far, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be more come along, but yeah, there's four, and I think it's gonna be four as the main cast. But I enjoyed it a lot more. I was worried when I saw the original trailer. I was really worried. Everybody had the famous F Batman and all the rest, and the look for Starfire, and it just. There was a lot of worry from a lot of people, and a lot of that went away. I thought they did a good job. Yes, it's a modern, darker, grittier world, but not everything necessarily is going to go that direction. It's not going to be four-color, happy, happy, joy, joy, Teen Titans Go. It's not going to be that, but it has the potential of coming out of the darkness at some point. I think it's obvious this is going to be an origin season for the whole team.
Yeah. I hope at some point some diehard fan of theirs makes a song and Teen Titans Go.
Yeah. I did love the fact that if you go back to Marv Wolfman and George Perez's, New Teen Titans #1 that brought this team together, it started with Raven invading the dreams of the other characters to bring them together. This one kind of twisted that around and had her dreaming about Dick Grayson that started it. So that was kind of a neat nod to Marv Wolfman, and just a little bit of a twist, a little bit of change. It's kind of nice. The action was great.
And her outfit was supposed to be kind of a nod to that time period too, I believe.
Yeah.
So wait, is that Raven you're talking about?
Yeah.
Is her outfit back then different than the purple one that I'm used to seeing?
No, I'm talking about Starfire, actually.
Oh, Starfire.
She's got kind of a 70s look to her. So,
how is that different? Was it not so sexual? Because the one I'm thinking of in the comics is super sexual.
Let's rewind. Not costume as in superhero costume, just the outfit that she has.
What are you talking about, Marx?
I thought you were talking about Raven when you were saying.
So it's not Raven, it's Starfire. It's not costume, it's her clothes, her street clothes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her current costume, this is all she wore.
I see. All right.
So
because a lot of people are like, "What is this?" Because she looks like a '70s prostitute or something.
Yeah, exactly.
In the show Titans,
one of the things, everybody.
In the Titans show, she looks like that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's one of the things everybody was worried about because she just looked so bad, and they kept saying, "Don't worry, it makes sense in the story. It makes sense in the story." This is the only thing I'm upset about with anybody with DC on this show. The other stuff I could deal with, but the actress has taken so much heat on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere else. You're always going to have racists out there. Supergirl's talking about that constantly. And all the show had to do was put her in her costume, which they've now leaked some photos out of her in her actual costume, which looks great. All they had to do was put out a publicity photo like they did for everybody else of her in the actual costume. And that ends a lot of the complaining. But they didn't do it. They refused to do that, and they left her just in the streetwalker 70s outfit that was... It makes sense in the story, or at least I thought so. I mean, I don't know, Marx, what you thought, but I thought it made sense.
Oh, it made sense. I think it was just fine for now, and as you mentioned, too, the fight scenes are pretty amazing. It feels like a movie, so they're definitely up the production value of this. Yeah. Not to disparage the CW shows at all, but you can tell they poured a little bit more money into this show.
Oh, really? I think the CW shows look fantastic.
Oh, they do look good, but this just looks like a step up. So,
You think just for the pilot though, or for all the episodes are going to be this?
Probably this whole season because they got to try hook people. You know, that's the thing right now. Streaming shows, you get your original programming, you pour tons of money into it to get the fans, hooked. So, but anyway, fight scene with Robin was amazing, and Alley. It was brutal. It was very brutal, but it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was more brutal than Batman in that Justice League scene in the warehouse, which was great. It was kind of on par with that fight as far as cool, but it was even more brutal.
On Twitch, DNR Podcast is our friends over at Dungeons and Randomness Podcast who have been on Super Geeked Up and at Dragon Con. They're just swinging by to say hello. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Titans, the season premiere, and we're talking about all the other DC CW shows. Francis had a question in the YouTube chat. He had said he hasn't seen it, but his biggest question is the show worth the subscription fee? So I know, Jon-Paul, you did the year, but you get 3 extra months thing you said, so you get 15 months for a year price.
Marx, you did the San Diego Comic-Con special or whatever it was, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was back then. You could do that, right?
Right, right.
Marx, are you just, I'm assuming they do a week trial or something? Are they offering that like most places? Does anybody know or no?
I don't know if they're offering a trial or not.
All right, so you just subscribe to it, Marx, for a month? Or for a year? What'd you do? A month?
Just for a month.
They got it. I've never seen anybody not do some kind of trial. That's crazy if they don't.
Yeah, they probably do. They probably have 7 days or 14 or 30 or something.
Yeah, I think for Francis or anybody else, it just matters if you're turned off with it being too violent, like Arrow with 1 notch up violence, and if you're turned off by that, then you probably won't like it. But because you might not, I don't know if you'd like it.
Doesn't sound like I'm gonna like it then.
Yeah. Because it's pretty brutal. Like Robin doesn't kill people. It made it look like that in a trailer, but he does tear them up pretty bad. Yeah. So
there's no reason for that.
For example, and this is one of the more brutal parts, but there's this part where this guy gets in a car and he punches out the window, right? Grabs the guy's face, and then there's glass, still some glass at the bottom of the window, right? From the broken window, and puts his cheek up against it and slides it across.
Oh God.
Yeah, so
you don't see the cut. You don't see the cut itself, but you know what's happening. Yeah.
See, no, that's just totally out of character for me. Like, why would he be doing that? That's not what a hero does.
No, and that's what he's struggling with. That's what he's given up. He had given up that life. Within this story context, they're taking what was in the comics in the 70s and 80s and trying to modernize it, which I don't necessarily agree with. You don't have to do that, but he needed to find his own identity. He needed to get away from Batman. Within this, he even talks about he's afraid he's turning into Batman, and he tried to get away from it. And I think the examples of him doing stuff like that in the fight is that part of him that worries he's turning into that. And finding this team, finding this family is going to be what brings him back out of that and turns him into, probably Nightwing, but turns him into a lighter, more positive, a character that can smile again, that can find the high wire and swing. And I think that's where he's going. I think the whole season is going to be the journey for each one of these characters.
Yeah, it seems like they're all kind of a dark place right now, but they're trying to rise out of it. So
I've had it. I've had it with all that kind of shit. Everything's so dark now. I don't want to see it anymore. Like it's.
Oh, that's all DC is. For some reason. So
no, it's not. That is not what the CW DC shows are at all.
No, not usually.
That's what the Marvel Netflix shows are. That's what
this is trying to be.
Yeah. Well, Marvel movies are not.
No, the Marvel movies are not at all. You're right. They're actually, I think, quite faithful to the comics.
But the DC movies tend to be, and
they're not hyper. They're not gross violent. Like there's like hardcore violence, and there's just like more comic booky violent, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you. The movies of DC are they got better. Obviously, Wonder Woman wasn't so much, and Justice League I think got a lot better with their tone as well. But yes, they've been darker. But I've never felt that when watching those movies I've been like grossed out or like, oh God, why are they making that scene so gory or violent?
No, they don't make it super gory, but there's like Batman kills people or doesn't really care if they die or live in that one, and Superman, there's a lot of collateral damage basically.
Yeah, which I'm not a big fan of that either.
No, I'm not.
They're changing. They're definitely changing. I think we're going to see that tone. Like so with Wonder Woman we did. I think we're going to see that tone change with Aquaman, and then definitely with Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam's
Shazam! I'm so excited. But you're right. Aquaman doesn't look like it's going to be pretty pretty nice, good comic book vibe movie.
Yeah, I mean, the movies, it's better to do it a little lighter like Marvel does, because then you reach a greater age range and stuff too. So, but I feel like the DC streaming is really trying to grip the Netflix/HBO, type audience that just want to go really dark, because it got Swamp Thing.
Yeah, at least for this first one. But I mean, you got Swamp Thing that's darker. You got Doom Patrol, we don't know, but probably. But then you've got Harley Quinn animated that looks hilarious, and you've got Stargirl coming. I mean, Stargirl is Jeff Johns.
I forgot about that. Is this going to be a live action?
Stargirl.
Is that going to be live action?
That'll be the live action. That's going to be the light show.
I'm excited about that, actually.
My guess is that'll have a Buffy kind of tone, which would be good.
It should for that character. We'll see.
I like Stargirl and Legends, actually. So that'll be...
Yep. Hopefully it'll be better than Legends. I mean, Legends was a good one, but, her being the star of the show, maybe it'll be a little bit better. So what do we want to rate Titans? What are we going to call it? What's the rating? Robin throwing stars. How about that?
Throwing R's.
So Shurkins
throwing R's.
Yeah.
All right, so 4 out of 4 throwing stars. What you're going to do?
Yeah.
All right, good rating.
I'm going to go with 3, and depending on where the story goes, because I think it's going to tell one big story. I think it's going to be one 11-hour movie, effectively. Depending on where it goes, I might come back and lower it or raise it, but I'm going to stick with a 3 right now.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do too, because I'm hesitant, and I'm not sure if I like as violent as it is. Yeah. But if they adjust that over time, that might be better. I don't know. So we'll see.
So I love the costume.
Yeah, I love the costume. The fight, from a production standpoint, they're pretty amazing. So we'll see.
And it's coming back already for a season, and probably Donna Troy.
Season? What'd you say? I lost you. Season 2.
Yeah, they are. They announced they're already doing a season 2. We know Cyborg's going to be in it. They already said that. And,
he is. I thought. Yeah. See, I thought maybe because of the movie Cyborg, they weren't going to do that. It doesn't make sense. Why not just put him in the original season?
Who knows?
He's supposed to, help spin off Doom Patrol.
Oh, that's right. You just said he was going to be in Doom Patrol or something, right?
At least to start it off. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to do that, but yeah. It's because ever since they did New 52, they rewrote to Justice League, so Cyborg...
Well, can we just pretend that never existed?
Right? I wish.
Yeah.
There was a few good things out of New 52, but most of it was just chaos.
All right. So, all right. Well, I don't know, Jon-Paul, you got a whole 15 months there, but so Marx, it sounds like you might keep subscribing if you keep digging Titans.
Yeah, we'll see where we go. See if I do or not.
So I'm assuming what they're doing, kind of like Netflix, is I'm guessing once one series ends, they're going to launch the next one right away to keep people subscribed, right?
Yeah. They said there'll probably be a little overlap because they want to have one new show a week, one new hour of TV every single week for the entire year. But they've announced more shows than they would need to do that. So, and Young Justice, forgot about mentioning Young Justice. But could be Young Justice and the Harley Quinn animated won't count towards their one new hour of live programming, and the animated ones will fill in and have a little overlap.
Which I love Young Justice, by the way.
Yeah.
Show.
Now, is that just continuing the Young Justice series that already exists?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they just moved it over to their platform, basically?
It was originally supposed to be on Netflix, but, they changed their mind. Poor Netflix. They're probably going to lose all their Marvel stuff, too.
Yeah.
All right, I wouldn't feel that bad for them. They're doing pretty well.
But yeah, they're going to lose everything Disney, everything Star Wars, everything Marvel, everything DC, except internationally. Because if you want to watch any of the DC Universe streaming stuff internationally, or the Marvel too, I believe, internationally, the only way to get it is Netflix.
That's true. That's a good point.
Right now, it's just easier for them to do it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
On screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read the first issue of Titans just to remind myself of what happened. Read the first issue of Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. Well, technically the second issue, but Anatomy Lesson. The first one was his story. And then one other. I can't remember what the other one was. And then I've watched a bunch of the older stuff on there, which I had never seen the Kathy Lee Crosby Wonder Woman pilot. It wasn't very good. It was.
What is?
I can see why.
By the way, can you guys hear me?
They had that on there. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Sorry, I lost you guys for a second. I think the stream
Can't
stopped.
see you.
Started.
I
All right.
can't see you, but we can hear you.
All right. Well,
I can see you.
Oh,
okay. Well, I'm on the stream. It looks like so. That's what's counting. Kathy Lee Crosby, Wonder Woman. What is that?
Who are you, Jeff?
that was the. Oh.
What are you? Why you getting some weird thing on your end?
You didn't get it.
Oh, I'm Batman.
There you go. Yeah. So yeah, I think it was 3 years, 2 or 3 years before the Linda Carter Wonder Woman show. They did a pilot that they did not pick up, and that was Kathy Lee Crosby as Wonder Woman. And then they later did the Linda Carter one that they did. And
I didn't know that was. I didn't even know about that. Oh, cool.
It's on there, and it was during the time where they'd taken away her powers in the comics and turned her into an international spy. So they did the show like that. So it fits that, but the pacing on the pilot was so bad. Oh, I did want to mention, just for anybody who cares, if they like to follow different directors, Brad Anderson directed it. Brad Anderson is a fantastic director, and he's done a lot of different random episodes of other shows, and he just one of my favorite directors. And he's not doing all of the Titans episodes, but he did the first one.
Cool. And Titans made good use of music too, kind of like how Black Lightning and I think Arrow did a decent job too. So what else we got left? We got Flash, don't we?
Yep.
We do have Flash. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure we're still streaming because I think it stopped and supposedly it's restarted. But
Random episodes of other shows, and he just.
Yep, we are. Okay, good. Sorry, folks. I just wanted to make sure that.
Very cool.
Oh, yes. One more show to talk about, folks, and that is The Flash. Okay, so this season premiere is called Nora. It's written by Todd Helbing and Sam Chalson. It's directed by David McWhirter. So this actually picks up exactly where we left off last season, with Nora in the house there explaining to those guys who she really is, that she's Iris and Barry's daughter from the future. And, so what she tells her at first is that her she can't get back to the future, right? She's stuck in the past. And so they're trying to help her. And I honestly can't remember if it was this episode or second episode where they find out the truth about that.
Well, Flash did, at least in this episode.
Flash,
yeah,
okay.
The very end of it.
Okay, yeah. And Barry also discovers that, or figures out that she's kind of around him so much, she hang out with him because she didn't really get to know him in the future, and that he had gone missing for many, many years and never returned. So that's why she's kind of like, hey, Iris, whatever, Mom, I see you all the time. I want to hang out with Barry. So there's a lot of that going on. Gridlock is the villain that kind of shows up, and they're facing off against. What else happens? I'm mixing it with like the second up because I've seen both of them. So
Ralph Dibny does a little detective work and found out.
Yeah.
Caitlin's father. The death that he's not actually probably dead, right?
That's not the only detective work he did, though. He also discovered that there's this possibility that there are multiple Earths with other combinations of people and time travel. And can you believe that that's possible?
Crazy.
That blew my mind. I hope they do that sometime.
It's like, what did you think we meant when we said Harry was, from the other...
From Earth 2.
Earth 2. Well, from Earth 2.
Also, that was actually really good.
Yeah, Ralph is great. I was so relieved when they brought him back.
Yeah, I've always liked that character in comic books, and I think they've got a good job on him.
Francis has a nice comment here on YouTube. Nora doesn't seem to like her mom. I wonder if she's supposed to represent the audience. Ouch.
Oh, burn. There's going to be something going on in the future with her and her mom, because there's too many times between the first two episodes, not to spoil the second one, but too many times where she gives a look when her mom says something or does something.
Yeah.
That it's more than just wanting to spend time with her dad. There's something where they're estranged, or she doesn't like something her mom eventually does. I don't know what it is, but
she probably is against her from being a superhero if that happened to her dad.
Could be.
I could see that happening because she gets overprotective.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. It's very obvious, like, that she is not really that big a fan of her mom and doesn't really want to hang out with her at all.
Yeah.
Which I would actually think that Iris would actually be more upset about that. I would think she would want to really, connect a lot with her daughter, which I think she does, but she seems to not be very upset that Nora doesn't want anything to do with her.
She was upset. She kept asking,
Yeah.
she was concerned about why she kept wanting to spend time with, Barry and not her and stuff. She was trying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She just didn't realize the extent of it, that it was because of something like that. At least I don't know if she finds out in episode 2, but she doesn't know about, what happened to Barry.
So Lucius May has one prediction, he says. Nora's role is going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Her being in the past makes it possible for her to be born in the future.
Could be.
Could be. Yeah, could be.
Like she steals the condom or something so they can't use it?
It's already a very mixed up. If you go again, I hate to always go back to the comics. They don't have to recreate the comics one panel for panel. I know that, but they've already mixed up time because their daughter was supposed to actually be part of the Tornado Twins with the son, and then her daughter was XS. And
Who, Nora's daughter?
Yeah. So Jenny is supposed to be XS in the future with the Legion of Superheroes, which Nora does mention Lightning Lad, talking about how the Lightning Bolt is much cooler than Lightning Lad's Lightning Bolt, which was one of the founders and the only one not brought in to the Legion episodes of Supergirl. So they're kind of screwing with all the different timelines. Maybe it's Barry's fault. I don't know.
It's always Barry's fault.
Well, the Legion we've seen is from a different Earth, so
True.
that Earth's Legion might have a completely different history and stuff. We don't know.
Good point. I like Nora a lot. I think Jessica Parker Kennedy's doing a great job in that role. I think she's full of energy and super and fun. And it's fun how she was so eager and like Barry's getting like very frustrated and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I dig her a lot. I think she's a nice jolt of energy for the show. What do you got? You guys digging her character?
Oh yeah, her and Ralph, I think, are bringing the smiling back to the show. Yeah, it got dark and woe is us, we're losing again. And oh wait, it's another week, we're losing again. They're letting everybody laugh and smile, which is good. It's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
All right, very succinct, Marx.
They did laugh a lot last season in the beginning, and they were it was too much.
Oh, they went overboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they went super dark. So it was extreme.
So far the first 2 episodes, I think they got the good balance going on. Back to kind of like the first couple seasons of Flash, which I felt was amazing and was my favorite show on TV. Francis says, I'm going to say sorry ahead of time. I wonder what phone Nora uses. Maybe an iPhone XS?
That's a good one. Yeah.
You're stealing Marx's puns. That's not a great name, I would say, though. XS, and it's actually spelled, I think, the letters X and S. Is how
it is.
Not that great.
I don't think anybody who just watches it would realize it's spelled that way, though.
Yeah. It made sense in the comics because she did everything to excess.
Yeah, she says that in the show, too.
Yeah. But they actually crammed all of her words together. They had her... She'd get on adrenaline rushes, and not just her physical speed, but her talking would be run. All the words would be run together in the word balloons, leaving letters out. So it kind of fit.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Carrie says, I'm actually surprised that I'm starting to like Dibney more. That's right. He did not like Dibney really last season. So that's good. There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dibney's fun. Hey, well, Mark, wait till you see season 2 and his 27 steps to, I won't say what, but to doing something.
Okay.
That was good. Those were great.
All right, but we're focusing on the premiere, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gridlock, again, it kind of seems like just a throwaway villain of the week, pretty much, right? Just kind of introduce the main dude.
You're going to kill him anyway, so,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Nora even said he was kind of a one-shot, one and done, never really amounted to anything.
That's right.
So, that's it.
Who is the main bad who Chris Klein is playing? What is the guy's name? Have we learned? Cicada, that's right. Which is a weird name, too. But I know they explained in episode 2 why he's called that. He's pretty, particularly in episode 2 when you learn what exactly his powers are. They're actually quite formidable.
Yeah.
Max is like, yeah, they are.
He was cool.
I forgot to read it for you.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
But anyway,
in the comic books, he could drain life.
That's it. Never mind, you got it. Well, okay, it's close. He's draining powers.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering if they're switching it up to make it like, I don't know, maybe he could drain powers too, but yeah. I think in the comic books he was about like he had a cult, and he tried to kill everybody that was close to Flash. I'm assuming this time it's just killing all the metahumans and stuff. So
it seems to be.
Although it does give them a really good excuse to cut their budgets any week that he's in it, because if he drains powers, they don't have to spend the special effects money on quite as many power effects, and they can put all that money into the Elseworlds crossover.
There you go.
Yeah.
You figured out their plan.
I like that. So I like that it's not a speedster villain, but it's one who can definitely has powers that can very much go against them, and take Barry out of the equation.
Yeah,
because once he lost his powers and he's trying to like punch him, I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Forget it, Barry. You suck. Like you don't know how to fight like that.
He needs to train with Oliver. Get some moves.
So he breaks him out of jail. Yeah.
Well, he could easily do that. That's all Oliver has to do is call Barry. Yeah. Yes, I think this could be a good villain. It's nice to see Chris Klein too, from American Pie. There, if you don't know, folks, haven't seen him too much.
Yeah.
So what about Caitlin's father? So she thought he was dead all these years, right? And Ralph found out what the death certificate was forged or something, right?
It's fake, yeah. Or at least the person who signed it was not a real person.
So what are you thinking? That maybe the father knew actually about her powers as a kid or something?
Father probably created them.
Maybe.
He created metahumans back then, somehow. Her mother is like a super genius scientist, so her dad might have been too.
That makes sense. Obviously, well before the accelerator
build in episode 2, and you're just playing along.
No.
Yes, I know everything actually, Mark. No, it's not.
Or it turns out he's just a regular guy who got freaked out and left, which would be, original.
That'd be sad.
That would be depressing.
Yeah. It's like this is normal. Yeah, yuck.
It's like you turned into like a freaking White Walker from Game of Thrones. I'm out of there.
All right. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, that covers the main stuff. I think. Anything else you guys want to talk about in the episode?
Crisis of Infinite Earths nod.
What was that?
Oh,
with the video, like the new headline showing that he's been gone for was it 20 years?
25. Yeah.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where that's from? Crisis of Infinite Earths. That storyline.
Yeah. Some people blew up some of the text that you could read. Did you guys hear about that?
The Red Skies were mentioned, and I don't know what else.
There's an interview of Psycho Pirate.
Oh, cool.
Psycho Pirate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Did I lose you guys?
No, we got you. Oh, I guess you can't hear us. All right, we're going to chat then. Listener's Mate says, I'm wondering more about Cecile's powers. Can she read minds of babies, other people? I can tell it's really bothering Joe a lot. Well, in episode 2, you're going to find more about that. It seemed like it was very much in tune with the baby, right? While it was in her womb and it was after it was born. I don't know. Joe doesn't like it at all, I don't think. He wants to not have mind powers.
What if the baby has telepathy?
All right, you're back. So what else, other than Psycho Pirate? What else was on there?
Psycho Pirate said, paraphrasing, worlds lived, worlds died, nothing will ever be the same again. And then there was a reference about a bunch of heroes gathering together, including Batwoman, the Atom, Ray Palmer, Atom, also, shoot.
And this is all the text from 25 years in the future, basically?
Yep. And so I mentioned a Batwoman early on. And that eyewitnesses say they believe they saw Reverse Flash leading a bunch of shadow demons.
Oh, cool. We'll see.
So Psycho Pirate is what, a villain in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was one of the first kind of sense what was coming with the crisis for some reason. I can't remember why. So, and in the crossover, we're going to have Monitor in it, so it's really starting to set up the whole thing potentially. So,
yeah,
it'd be awesome if they do that, especially if they get Superman and Batwoman. You have like 7 shows crossing over.
And while I didn't like the fact that I loved Crisis, it was great, but their whole point of doing it to merge all the Earths, I thought was dumb in the comics. It'd be great on TV. That'd be great to do Crisis and then merge Supergirl's Earth and Flash's Earth and all the rest. So crossover becomes a whole lot easier.
Yeah, it'd be great.
And they're saying this crossover is called Elseworlds?
Yeah, it's the What If.
What is that's what that was from the comics, you mean?
Yeah, Marvel had a series called What If. Anytime they did imaginary stories, was What If. DC's versions was Elseworlds. So if you had a world like Red Sun was an Elseworld story, and Gotham by Gaslight. Yeah. So
Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is one or more of the main characters hopping between different Earths and seeing different variations, and that's why we keep seeing all these different images and things that don't fit together. So we'll see a Batwoman on that one Earth, and we'll see a Barry and Ollie reversed on one Earth, and we'll see all these different things. It'd be really cool, and with a Monitor there, that would make sense.
Could be. I remember when they used to do their annual crossovers, their yearly annual issues, and they did like what's it called? Oh, is it Armageddon 20 something or?
There was Armageddon, yeah.
The one that had a Monarch in it.
Mm-hmm.
So Monarch's taking over the world, and then each annual showed like where those heroes were in the future in that story and stuff. And I thought that was really kind of clever and cool. Like flash forward, then eventually Monarch would happen in the normal DC universe. And we didn't know who it was.
And then we did, but they changed it.
But they changed it because people found out and didn't like the change, or at least I didn't.
Yeah.
Cool. Francis Viola says Black Lightning can finally be part of the Arrowverse.
That would be cool.
That's true in the Elseworlds, I guess.
He's not going to be in the Elseworlds, though.
No,
it's just Arrow, Supergirl, and Flash are the 3 shows.
Unless they're surprising us. If it is something where they're hopping between Earths, if they hopped in really briefly, showed a Black Lightning scene and hopped out, just one of those, it's 10 seconds, almost like seeing Logan, Wolverine in the X-Men First Class, just real in and out. Shows that it's out there, but we're not going to deal with it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
They got to do something. They really got to. They got to. Like, I know a couple people who watch the shows, but they don't watch Black Lightning. Especially one person particularly said, well, it's not really in the same universe, so I don't really feel compelled to watch it right now. And so I think they really need to create that link between them a little bit more to help out, probably a little bit.
Yep.
Gotcha. Oh, so you're saying that person would prefer it being all part of the same universe?
Well, they don't feel as compelled to watch it right away because they feel like it's not in the same universe.
It's not affecting the other storylines, yeah.
Yeah, not affecting it, so that gives them excuses to wait later at some point. Watch it.
Makes sense. All right. Cool. Anything else you guys want to mention about the Flash season premiere?
No. The episode went by quickly.
Oh, boy.
What, did it go by in a flash?
So we do this lightning bolts as the ratings.
These puns have gone to excess.
I'm catching your vibe there, though.
Oh boy, great! Jon-Paul's encouraging you a lot. So 4 lightning bolts is the highest rating we can give the Flash. Mark's going to give it.
It was strong, but didn't really hook me yet. So 3. 3.25.
I'll also give it 3.25. I think it was a good start. Good, nice start to the season. Got some nice fun. I like Nora a lot. That's much better than last season. Not the last season was bad, but had some issues. So yeah, I'll go 3.25 lightning bolts as well. Jon-Paul.
I thought so far until next week. I thought so far it's the best one. I'm gonna go 3.75.
Cool.
Yeah, I have to give a little margin because there's hopefully something even better. But it was. I thought it was my favorite.
You're saying
so far.
next week was even better.
So you like episode 2 better? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying until the premiere next week.
Oh boy!
Oh, okay.
Kick off the Legends.
Yeah, you know, I'm a Legends guy.
I know.
Have you seen the trailer to Legends? Newest one?
It's so awesome. It is so awesome. The only thing that can make it better is Bebo my condoms, and then we're great.
People love you.
Yeah.
Hey, you got that Bebo bag I got for you hanging around by any chance right next to you?
It
Show
is
up?
in the next room.
All
It is in
right.
the next room. I can
next
grab
time.
it. Okay. It's, thank you so much for that.
course.
It is hanging prominently in the room. I
Nice.
love
Good.
it.
Good.
I don't want them to overdo Bebo. I don't want that. But they do have to have some Bebo reference a couple of times in the season, in some minor way, even if it's a stuffed animal sitting on someone's bed. I don't care. Just something.
Did we see Bebo on one of the other shows or a reference to him?
Flash.
Yeah. What did we see the doll or just hear about it?
We saw 2 flying Bebos that blew up in one episode of The Flash.
How is that happening?
The villain did something where the
Whatever. Oh, he really is a villain then. Jeez.
yeah, they were flying and the subtle one. The very first Bebo episode was the Christmas episode where you see the young Martin Stein.
Yeah. I
And that's
remember
when
that
they
one.
introduced it. And time had changed, so there's no more Christmas. There's now Bebo Day.
Right.
When they flipped over to the Flash,
Yeah.
they were decorating a Bebo blue Christmas tree. They never reference Bebo, you never see him, but the Christmas tree was a blue one, and they never say Christmas, so it was kind of a subtle Bebo-ish thing.
Well, are they saying like
funny.
the time hadn't been fixed at that point or something?
I wish they would. I wish by the end of the episode the tree had turned back green, and then that was definitely it. But they never
That's
said.
funny. Bebo Day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's right. I didn't catch that. That's cool.
Okay, so Francis in the chat gives it a 3.75 lightning bolt and a plus 0.25 for all the puns. All right. All right. Well, that covers all the shows, folks. I got through them all. I hope you enjoyed those premieres. I'm not sure when our next episode of this will be. We kind of we don't do it every week anymore, but we do it every so often when we feel like talking about the show. So I'll let you know when the next episode will be. I can let you know that this coming Wednesday, October 24th, will be the season finale of Super Geeked Up, which if you haven't seen, it's a geeky chat and improv comedy show I do. And then we might be doing a special Super Geeked Up event for a series premiere as well. I'll tell you more about that when I get that finalized. But for Wednesday, October 24th, normal time, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Hope to see you there at supergeekedup.com. Let's give some links before we get out of here. Jon-Paul, where can they check out your podcast?
Best place to find us is follow us on Twitter, at Old Titans. So at Old Titans on Twitter, you'll see links to our show and any other news stories we think are fun or important, and you'll see our weird sense of humor.
All right, Marx.
You can find me over at marxpyle.com, on Twitter at Mr. Marx. I also have an email list now on the website. So if you want to help keep track of whenever I'm on DC Action Hour or John Entertainment or whatever I'm on or doing, that might help you out too.
Cool. Folks, supergeekedup.com is where you can find all the stuff I'm up to. The Super Geeked Up show I mentioned, this show, of course. We do some gaming streams from time to time. We have a lot of fun with, and my Super Knocked Up action comedy series is over there as well, if you haven't seen that. We have a Patreon page. If you'd like to support us, patreon.com/supergeekedup. Any amount is always a great help, and we really appreciate it. Francis actually was in the chat, and listeners made are both supporters. Thank you guys very much. Thank you everybody for watching today, and thank you for all the comments. You guys and Francis, listeners made, Carrie, Stormy earlier, DNR podcast. Thank you guys. We always appreciate hearing your thoughts about the shows. So that's it for tonight. Keep watching all those shows, and we'll keep talking about them soon. But we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.